Welcome back to 3 Inquisitive Kids. In this video, I'm going to be going through a problem that has something to do with what we know about discriminants in quadratic expressions. And this is more of like a higher level problem. So this can really challenge your thinking on using what you know about quadratic equations. So here is the problem. We are given two real numbers. Well, not numbers, variables. And they are called x and y. They are the solution of the equation 4x squared minus 5xy plus 4y squared is equal to 5. Let me make this 5 better. And let s equal x squared plus y squared. What is the value of s max plus 1 over s min? What this is asking us is to find the maximum value of s and then the minimum value of s, and then take their reciprocals and then add them together. So what is the answer of that? Here is one solution that I learned. If you have any solutions, feel free to put it in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. Well, our first step is to multiply s to both sides of this equation. So we have s 4x squared minus 5xy plus 4y squared is equal to 5x squared plus y squared. Remember, x squared plus y squared is the same thing as s. And on the left, we're just gonna keep s as s, not expand it anymore, because we don't want it to get too messy. And we're gonna distribute it. So we're gonna get 4s x squared minus 5. Make sure to not get the 5 and the s confused. 5sxy plus 4sy squared is equal to 5x squared plus 5y squared. And now, in order to get a quadratic equation in the form that we're really familiar with, we want to get the right side to be 0. So then we're going to subtract the entire right side away on both sides. So then we get 4s minus 5x squared minus 5s yx plus 4s minus 5. Let me move that a little bit. Minus 5y squared is equal to 0. Now we can look at some expressions as a whole. For example, here we have our a, if we're looking at a quadratic expression in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And the negative 5sy is our b. And then this entire last part is our c. It's a constant. Then we can use what we know about discriminant. So we have b squared minus 4ac is greater or equal to 0 if you know what I'm talking about the discriminant. You should learn this in quadratic expressions or algebra 1 or 2, I forget. But anyways, we can use what we know about this and then apply it to our own problem. So in this case, what is b squared? B squared is negative 5sy squared minus 4 times 4 s minus 5 times c, which is, this is a big one, 4s minus 5 y squared is greater or equal to 0. Now we definitely have to simplify, so we have 25 s squared y squared minus 16 s minus 20 times, we're going to distribute that y to get 4sy squared minus 5y squared is greater or equal to 0. And now we're going to simplify again to get 25 s squared y squared minus 64 s squared y squared minus the 80 sy squared, and then minus 80 sy squared plus 100 y squared is greater or equal to 0. And now we're gonna distribute this -1 to the entire thing and simplify. So we have 25 s squared y squared minus 64 s squared y squared minus 160 sy squared plus 100 y squared is greater or equal to 0. And then we have 25 s squared y squared minus 64 s squared y squared plus 160 sy squared minus 100 y squared is greater or equal to 0. And at this point, when we see that all the terms have y squared in them, we can just go ahead and divide y squared on both sides of the inequality. Negative 39 s squared plus 160 s minus 100, which is greater or equal to 0. And now we can divide the negative sign on both sides. So we have 39s squared minus 160s plus 100. And then don't forget to flip the sign, is less or equal to 0. And now we could go ahead and factor the left side of this inequality. So we have 13s minus 10 times 3s minus 10 is less or equal to 0. So graphing what we have, so then if we take this and we put it on a graph or a number line, we will have 10 over 13 here and 10 over 3 here. And those are the values that s is going to be if this expression is equal to 0. And because this can be equal or less than 0, s can be any values in between these two numbers. So then when we write our inequality or the range of s's values, it will be 10 over 13 is less or equal than s, which is less or equal to 10 over 3. So we have this final range for s. And let's go back to the original question. It was asking for what is the 1 over s max plus 1 over s min. We already know the s max and min now. This is the min and this is the max. So then we take their reciprocals, which is 13 over 10 plus 3 over 10. We take that and we get 16 over 10. So it means the sum, which is, or the answer to our question, is actually 16 over 10. And you can go ahead and just put that in decimal form if you want. So we have 1.6. That is our final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you have a better solution or just a different solution, be sure to just tell us, because that way we can learn from each other in this math community. Here is our entire solution if you want to look at it. You can pause the video. Great. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!